This is college football at its absolute best.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, October 1st, and your Tennessee Volunteers are the 2023 Super Bowl champs. Congratulations. That's a standing O right there.
Yeah, dude, we did it.
Super Bowl.
We did it.
Super Bowl. What an accomplishment. They won like 3 last year. They get another one this year. The Vols are rolling, man.
I mean, vibes are high.
Vibes are certainly very high. It's actually an incredible feat to happen.
Now we can retire. That was our one thing that we needed so we could retire, and we've done it. So this will be our last episode. So we won't even make it to 500.
Do you think Tennessee will win 5 games this season?
It doesn't matter now.
True. Good point. Good point. Because I did say I was going to quit doing this if Tennessee only won 5 games. I feel like that's looking more and more likely every day.
Yeah.
Are people mad? Are people going to be mad at us? Can they tell we're joking?
Just not make everything about us like some people.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give a shout out to the person I'm talking about, but let's remember to bring up some of their darkest moments in their life before we do that. So, yeah, I mean, speaking of people that I absolutely despise, I do want to mention that last podcast I talked about how I feel like Spencer Rattler is just matured as a quarterback, as a person, and then he has the strangest post-game interview of all time. Of all, like it's weird. He flat out says how bad his offensive line is.
Oh,
just
yeah.
He's like, yeah, our offensive line is terrible. Well, he doesn't say that exactly, but he says they are not playing good, which I'm is a fair judgment. You probably just don't want to hear your quarterback say that.
Yeah,
and then
he talked about how like everybody's banged up, and I don't know. It just sounded like a bunch of excuses to me.
Well, then you hear the phrase out of his mouth: "If you don't have haters, you ain't popping," which is just bad. And by the way, I hate the FU chants. I don't support them, but that's pretty common for Neyland.
Honestly, I think like every college football team has like their own slogan during like fall camp. We had one every year at Carson Newman. I'm sure everybody does, like brick by brick, stuff like that. I wonder if Shane Beamer's was actually, if you don't have haters, you ain't popping. And that's what he said.
I like it. I think he's probably just been watching too much of the Maury show. That sounds like something someone on that show would say.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Like a Crazy X.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know what to like I said, I tried to give him credit. He got absolutely embarrassed last night. And yeah, some of the fault's on his offensive line. He also didn't have to throw that pick 6.
He didn't.
He would have listen, 0 touchdowns is better than 1 to the other team. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That's boy math right there.
Yeah, or they could like try to run a little bit more. I mean, they had 1 rush for 75 yards. Other than that, they didn't do anything.
That's a great. They fell behind, man. That's we talked about the
quarterbacks
pressure.
Find a way.
Fair point. I do want to. Before we jump into all of this, I do have to tell you guys about a sponsor. So we're going to talk Tennessee football. That was a very exciting night, and we're going to get dive fully into it, but real quick, I want to tell you guys about Underdog. Underdog is Knoxville's best sports collectible store with a wide selection of UT cards, autographs, and memorabilia. Whether you're looking for a Peyton Manning autographed helmet or the most recent Topps baseball card release, you'll find it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates and proudly supports UT sports by hosting NIL events throughout the year. Stop by the 640 Plaza at 4452 Western Avenue in Knoxville. They're open 6 days a week with live YouTube shows 3 nights per week. Remember, always bet on the Underdog. Shout out to Underdog Sports.
No.
Been fun.
Yeah. Let's talk about the atmosphere first. I loved it.
It looked great.
It was awesome.
I wasn't in the stadium, but it looked great.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, super loud. And even if you aren't in there, TV. I mean, you saw the videos and everything.
You can feel it.
Like it was loud.
I heard a couple of roars from the tailgating spot.
Yeah, and I wanted the whole like Super Bowl thing doesn't make any sense to me. And maybe it only makes sense to Spencer Rattler in his head because he's only played in Neyland one time.
I think it's very clear that the FU Spencer stuff got in his head.
Oh yeah,
it's abundantly clear, and I don't support it. I think it's dumb. Don't get it. I feel like 99% of the time it only goes against Tennessee. It motivates guys for weak-minded, soft. I guess it works, but clearly it bothered him. It bothered Beamer. He let you know after their first touchdown that he heard it and he was aware of it. So yeah, I mean it bothered that environment. Bothered them. Yeah,
but it's that loud for everybody when it's especially a night game.
Yeah. If you put Neyland,
so don't think you're something special because you're not.
When the lights are turned on at Neyland, like it's a little bit rowdier. I mean, we talked about it with Austin Peay. As much as it sucked because the crowd shouldn't have been crazy for that one. It shouldn't have been close. There were some moments in there where that stadium got really loud. And you don't normally hear that for opponents like Austin Peay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was a 5 p.m. game.
Honestly, right now, I might think Austin Peay is better than South Carolina.
I like that take. I credit so much to this Tennessee defense. I'm going to be honest. Other than them just flat
out
playing
standing
better.
Defense.
Right, let's do it. Defense. Yeah.
Defense
standing O.
I mean, your defense wins Super Bowls. Confirmed.
Clear. I really like. I tried to go back and watch this game, and what did we do differently? I feel like we just played more aggressive.
Yeah,
that's it. Is we just played more aggressive. The biggest, I think, jump difference in this, it's your linebackers. They played much, much better. And I told you last night, Jeremiah Telander, who played very good in his opportunities that he got, which he wasn't on the field a ton, but he just plays with this reckless abandon that I love. And he did it. He flew around. And I noticed one play live while watching the game that I was like, ooh, didn't make a good decision. He flew around the field, did his best to make a play, but he let a running back that ended up chipping whoever was on the end there. He thought he was blocking, so he goes and tries to get after Rattler. And that guy was wide open. Didn't work. Didn't matter because we were aggressive, but that one bad decision. But he was flying around. We kind of talked about with that Florida play. Was it Haddon that danced around like Graham Mertz?
Yeah.
Make him look if you're going to make a bad decision, make it 100 miles an hour. And Jeremiah Telander made every decision he made, good or bad, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I like these young linebackers. I think the game's starting to slow down a little bit for them.
Agreed.
Because they are making better decisions, but they're still flying. Elijah Herring, he played great. I mean, he flew around the whole time. He made better decisions. He flew around the whole time. Arion Carter played probably his best game today. I know that's probably easy to say because of the defense. Played well, but probably his best.
Had a big today. TFL.
Yep. So yeah, this young linebacking core, I think has a lot to do with why they played well. And then I mean the easy answer is James Pierce. I mean, they're going to see him in their sleep coming at him. Those tackles.
I mean, they didn't have a chance, and they held all game long. I don't know if I rewatched the first half. I didn't get to rewatch the rest of it, but man, Tyler Barron and James Pierce were getting absolutely drugged down
and
by their uniform.
There's a lot that don't bother me because you can find them on every play.
Yeah, sure.
It's the ones that are right at the point of attack on running plays, or the one I tweeted out where it's like he got tackled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he was wrapped up and form tackled. That right tackle drove his hips through him. A great play by him.
The one that you tweeted out on Spencer Rattler, the touchdown he ran in, like we get held twice.
Yeah, and the thing that makes
and those two guys probably make the tackle.
James Pierce definitely does.
Yeah.
Omar at least gets hands on him and slows him down. He probably doesn't score still.
Yeah.
I don't know if because he is running kind of behind the play at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But he at least gets hands on him.
Yeah.
100% gets hands on him. So yeah, those were frustrating. I've been reading the rule book. So if anybody can help me, I don't know if it's a rule or not. The illegal punt formation, illegal kick formation didn't have enough players on the line of scrimmage number 50 through 79. That doesn't make sense to me because how many punt formations do you see nowadays with those numbers on the line of scrimmage? Most of your big guys are up backs now.
Yeah.
If they're on punt at all.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that. I assumed it was something like the guy was like, he said illegal formation. Oh, it was the not enough guys on the line of scrimmage, though, right?
But he specifically said with the numbers between 50 and 79. We had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, which is enough. And it's not too many either. And we also had, I thought it was going to be, you had to have, in a punt formation or something, you had to have at least two on each side of the ball because we only had one on the left side of the ball. But that's not what he said. That's why I'm like, what? He could have just said the rule wrong. It could still be a penalty. I don't know. I'm just asking. That's why.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a rule for either of them, though, actually. Whatever. It didn't matter. That's another kind of thing that flew under the radar in this game just because it didn't seem to matter, though, is Jackson Ross. He punted much better in that game.
He flipped the field.
He had a great punt that went down to the 6 on that got called back, and I was like, don't make him kick it right-footed again. Don't do it. And they did, and it was a great punt. I think it got down to like the 11.
Yeah.
But he only was asked to punt 3 times, or I guess 4 technically. All great punts. He probably had one that should have been downed inside the 5, and our gunners just couldn't find the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I thought he played really well. I think Josh Tuberville is kicking off. I think the special teams in general, just, Charles Campbell he's been a weapon for us.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't had to use him a ton, but I think he's 7 for 8 on the season, and he's knocking them down when you need him to. So,
when did Inigo Slaughter take off his helmet on that play?
I don't know. I didn't even see it when they called a personal foul. Everybody was cheering and everything, and it's kind of right before halftime, so people were kind of getting up and stuff like that. I didn't even.
Yeah, apparently he took off his helmet while he was on the field, but I never saw it happen. So I was just curious when.
Yeah, and a big thing for that defense is you get the momentum from that pick 6. Another play made by James Pierce. Now, Kamal Hadden did have to catch it and
run
to the end zone. He did what he was supposed to do, but it was kind of gifted to him.
I mean, Spencer hit him in stride.
Yeah, I mean, Xavier Legette didn't even try. He's like, "Yep, yeah, I'm good." But they get that personal foul, and then we kick it out of bounds, and then they get it at the 50-yard line with 30 seconds left.
No, it was like they had plenty of time. I thought it was 54.
Okay, well, they bowed up and they didn't get anything.
I mean, they were going to have very good opportunity to at minimum kick a field goal, and you get a sack on that second down play. That was huge.
Yep. I mean, anytime that Tennessee needed a stop, they got it. And it was coming.
They got the ball with 47 seconds left.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's plenty of time, or it should have been. And they couldn't do anything. I mean, Tennessee gives up Joe gifted that first pick. They give up that score again. That was the one where Spencer Rattler, runs up the middle and we get held 2 or 3 times maybe. And they score that one. But the next pick that Joe threw, they go 3 and out. I mean, they couldn't get any momentum whatsoever because of that defense.
Yeah, I mean, that pick ends up kind of being not the you get out of there with 3 probably.
It was a great punt.
It was a great punt. It is what it ended, because I think it would have been a 40-something 8-yard field goal, something like that. But yeah, I mean, we definitely like that 3 there. His first interception, did South Carolina play good defense, disguise their coverage well? Yes. He also should not have thrown that ball.
Mhm.
Jordan Rodgers talks about him only looking. He uses the boundary safety to recognize to see what they're playing. He disguises it as cover 2. You still can't throw that ball there. They give you he's there the whole time. That safety doesn't turn his hips. That safety playing cover 3 in the middle doesn't turn his hips. He doesn't leave. You can't throw that ball.
Yeah, they baited him, and he got got.
It would be different if that safety in the middle had to make a play. If he had to,
like dive
do something
for it
to
almost. Yeah.
Well, that or he had to. He was being read, flips his hips to the field, and then makes turns and runs downhill at the ball or something. He doesn't. He doesn't have to. Jordan Rodgers, probably the first time he's ever tried to give a Tennessee quarterback an out, and I just think it's a bad out to give him. He's been in college for 6 years now. It's just a bad throw, and I'm not saying South Carolina didn't play it well. They did, but
yeah. Well,
it's still not a good throw. It's still
Jordan
not a good
Rodgers' quarterback ability. He probably would have thrown that ball too. So,
questionable if he's even on the field in that moment with Joe Milton in front of him.
That's true.
But overall, I'm not dogging Joe. I thought, in fact, I want to give him more credit to bounce back from that and put it completely behind him and keep making plays. I think that's a big thing for me in this game is looking back at a game like Florida where it felt like they could not respond to negativities. It felt like every time, in fact, it was like they couldn't build on positives in the Florida game. They would have to do something negative after.
Mm-hmm.
Throw an interception, doesn't matter. You keep coming out and playing. Couple drop passes, doesn't matter. They move past it. They make plays on the next drive. If Tennessee had negative plays, when Joe Milton gets sacked, it might end a drive. It doesn't affect the next drive. I just thought Tennessee responded really well to any adversity in this game, and I can't wait to see it against a better opponent. And I'm not trying to dog South Carolina in the sense of they're just not good at all. They're not, but Tennessee was the better team, point blank, period. They struggled in areas that Tennessee was able to expose. I don't know if Tennessee plays as well against A&M, I still might be like, all right, let's see how they do against an Alabama. Like it still may be that same story because you just got to keep proving it. Because I guess you kind of have one game playing really good and responding to adversity and one game not. So it's like I'm not swung one way or the other. I'm really glad they did it this game. Let's do it the next.
I mean, offensively, I just think they found some rhythm. And I don't know if that's just because Cooper Mays is back or they finally kind of have that their five best linemen playing in this
I still
game.
think they got away from running the ball too early in the second quarter.
there's
I'm like,
times where
you
they
could have
just
ran the
don't do
ball
it.
more, I think.
Yeah.
And then like early after the first drive in the third quarter, you come out and you run the ball on one play and that's it. And it's like I think they really could have imposed their will in that third quarter more with the run game.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like they kind of stepped on the throat when they go up 14 at halftime and they get the ball back.
That
because South Carolina took the ball instead of deferred, and then we went 12 plays down the field and just kind of ended it. It didn't feel like there was any room for South Carolina to come back right after that.
The drive that felt like the step on their throat drive that I was really proud of our offense was the first drive out of the half.
Mm-hmm.
Felt very efficient. Loved the play call. And I've always loved the way Josh Heupel scripts drives.
Yep.
When his first play out of the first drive of this game, well executed. First drive of the second half where you get the ball, you know what's coming. Well executed. So yeah, I'm really, really proud of the way they did that. And it really felt like a step on their throat. And then obviously, you have that 75-yard touchdown right after that drive and kind of feels like, oh, crap, what's about to happen next? And they respond. And then they're able to score again. I know it's later in the game there, but they're able to score again and get it to a 3-score game again and build on their it's the defense too.
Yeah.
Defense plays that well, you're fine.
I think unlike the Florida game, when stuff like didn't go their way, they just moved on. Like,
right.
Whatever. Hey, it's over with.
Everything that went wrong in this game, it truly felt like it was put behind you.
Yeah, yeah. And in Florida, it seemed like it just
compounded.
Yeah.
The whole time, man.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I also thought it's different. I feel like this is the first time where I've just like really realized like how much different this team is from last year. It's like, I mean, I know last year we were able to run the football, but Tennessee might be the best rushing team in the country right now. And maybe some of that has to do with our schedule so far, but I mean they look dominant running the football with that three-headed monster that they have. I know they didn't run Joe any last night. I think he was kind of dealing, he had that brace on his knees, so maybe trying to, get to the bye week, maybe get to A&M before they, let him run loose. But this team's just so much different. They're not. I mean, they attempted one long pass last night to score White, and that was it. That was the only deep shot they took. So this team is just so much different, and we keep wanting the high scoring games, and I know we had like almost 500 yards total offense, but it just feels like it's being scored differently, and I think a lot of that is because the defense is taking a huge step from last year, and Tennessee just is getting those yards and scoring those points in different ways than they were.
And I mean, I hope that this defense is definitely taking a step from the previous weeks. I hope they continue to build on that because it's this team's different. You're going to need that defense to be as good as they were last night.
Yeah,
that's what you need from them. I also thought your defensive backs as a group played a lot better. That play when in the second quarter, I believe, when South Carolina goes forward on like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, they dump it out there to Xavier Legette, and Wesley Walker's able to not only get there but also make it an incredible play on the ball.
Four of his 5 tackles were on third down to prevent a first down.
Oh, it's a good stat. I like that.
Yeah.
So, Tennessee was exceptional on third down altogether,
and
fourth down as well. And the punt conversion absolutely sucks, but I don't think that was necessarily a huge mental break by Tennessee. They run a pretty good pick play that probably gets called in a normal offensive play for an illegal pick. That guy doesn't run a route. I don't know if it gets called for sure, but it probably does if it's a true offensive play and they're, they know the referees are prepared for what's coming. Tennessee could have defended it better. I'm not completely giving them out, but it wasn't like we just lost Xavier Legette on that.
Yeah.
It was a pick play.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the longest pass? Oh, the longest pass was a screen play for 44 yards. And then the next longest pass was from the punter.
He was ready to go again, too. Credit to that punter, man. He was like, he's running the hurry up. Get down.
Well, every time, I don't know if you got to see this because you're obviously watching on TV, but every time, like, it was like third down or second down, and they were like a timeout or stoppage of play or whatever, he would go out there and warm up like a backup quarterback.
I love that.
Throwing
That's
the
awesome. That is awesome.
It's like number 98 or whatever number he was is out there just warming up like a quarterback.
Hey, Beamer ball, baby.
Yeah.
Beamer ball. My favorite thing about this game is that in the game, whoever was interviewing Shane Beamer in warm-ups, whoever on the crew, I think it was Jordan Rogers, he's asking about all the, what he's got in kind of that arsenal because he does do all the weird crap, the Beamer ball stuff. And he says, you don't beat this team with field goals, and their first points of the game is a field goal. And I just love that. It's just like, it's so poetic. Should have played more Beamer. I don't think he played enough Beamer ball myself.
Yeah, I mean, 2 for 5 on fourth down. One of those was a fake punt. 2 for 15 on third down. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a tough night for the Gamecocks. Even the stuffed Gamecocks. It was a tough night.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler's going to shut his eyes tonight and still think about 27 in black.
There was also a great play by Amari Thomas, and I don't think he'll get credit for this in the stat category. I'm not sure how it works. That Spencer Rattler makes I think it's in the fourth quarter. I hadn't gotten there yet in my rewatch. He makes a good play to step up in the pocket, and Amari is just physically abusing whoever has had the just terrible fortune of having to block him, and takes down Spencer Rattler using an offensive guard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not entirely Rattler's fault. Like, he stepped up. He had to get away from Pierce and probably Barron on that play, and he just unfortunately his guys are getting taken out back by Amari Thomas, and before he got injured, Omar Norman Lott in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, that defensive line is nasty. You know that, I guess, TikTok or Vine or whatever it was, that video of that guy was like, yeah, we got James Pierce, dog.
Dog.
Omar Norman Lott, dog.
Dog.
Tyler Barron,
Dog.
Amari Thomas, dog.
Dog.
Roman Harrison, dog.
Dog.
Joshua Josephs, dog.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
Yeah, no, it's there's a lot of talent on that and a lot of just mean dudes, and I love to see it. I hope this should be a big confidence building game for them.
It seemed like Rodney Garner got after their ass after that Florida game because they've been on a mission since. And I love to see it. I mean, James Pierce has 5 sacks on the year. I think Tyler Barron has 4. They had 6 last night. I thought they'd get 5. Yeah. It's funny how that.
I'm pretty disappointed. I think that's a good 15-yard penalty to take. After the 6th one, you stand over him and give him a little taste of his own.
Just count him right in his face. I told him, well, we talked about it last time. Make him comfortable.
make the kids comfortable.
Yeah.
We got Spencer Rattler comfortable on the ground, and we also you wanted Elijah Herring to get comfortable, and I think he did last night.
I think he did too. Yeah, he looked good.
I think we got to print the shirts now and get the kids comfortable.
Okay, get them comfortable. Whatever you got to do. But I do think that defensive front is so big because I do think you do have issues on back in the secondary. Like there's just no like all conference guys back there.
Right.
So I think having, a championship, I'm saying that's what Rodney Garner said. That's a quote. It's not me. It's a quote. Championship up front. I do think that kind of puts a Band-Aid on that secondary. It's kind of their best friend.
Yeah, and I think Tim Banks and Willie Martinez need to do a better job of allowing them to mask some of that and letting those guys get physical with the wide receivers. And I thought at times that they were yesterday. There was a play on 3rd down. Was that the one right before the interception? That they throw like a little comeback, quick out type deal. And I believe it's Kamal Haddon makes a great play. But if he was playing 8 yards off of him, he's not there.
Yes. I was trying to look at what.
I don't know when that happened, but regardless, he's able to play when he's got to be given the opportunity to make plays when the ball's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He can't tackle, but he can play the ball sometimes. Clearly.
I mean, I don't understand 3rd and 22 with what did we say, like 50-something seconds left, and
you throw like a 10-yard route.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Beamer ball, baby.
An out route. I mean, it wasn't even like over the middle or something. It was to the sideline.
Beamer ball.
I love it.
Love it, man. Love Beamer ball. Also, what was he fired up about a touchdown in his first loss to Josh Heupel? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think they scored late.
Have you seen his reaction to the fake punt yet?
Oh God.
You would have thought he won a Super Bowl, my man. He's going nuts.
I'm glad he got that satisfaction in that game because there wasn't a lot more after that.
It's also fun that it's funny to me too. I get being fired up for your punter, completing like a 20-something yard pass, 30-yard pass, 32-yard pass. He also gets really excited for Xavier Legette, who is your leading receiver. That's not that crazy of a play for him to make, but he's fired up about it, man.
I mean, wide open too.
Yeah, yeah. Like take your pants off wide open.
I mean, honestly,
like
it
that
might
guy
have been
in
the
the
best throw of South Carolina's game.
Yeah, I mean, the people are asking is Kai Kroger the new starting quarterback? They have currently 2 in their offense starting. Is he now the 3rd?
Yeah, this is like in NCAA football. This is the position battle week.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. See if he can earn the trust of Loggins.
That's it was very just put South Carolina back in their place kind of game.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately it has been a very even series the last 20 years, and that sucks. I would like to get it back to where it should be. Because you saw the excuses flying from South Carolina fans. Tennessee should be better than South Carolina, and they absolutely should.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to get it back there.
And I
Let's
thought
build
the
on this.
offensive line played so much
Oh, yeah.
better.
Oh, yeah.
So much better.
Agreed.
I don't know how Cooper Mays. I'm again, like we were talking about it, how we don't know if he'll play like a whole game. Guy
Yeah.
played the entire game.
He looked tired. He looked.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
I don't know if he's quite in game shape yet. I don't know if
Yeah.
his injuries
he
are
got
still
2
bothering
weeks.
him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if his injuries are still bothering him a little bit. Credit to him for fighting through the whole thing because I surely thought he wouldn't play the whole game.
Yeah.
Even after watching him play. There was also a funny comment from Glenn Ellerby that Cole Kublik was talking about before the game, and he was talking about how important Cooper Mays is, that he's calling stuff that Ellerby doesn't see or that Heupel, that the coaching staff doesn't see. And he was apparently, this is from Cole Kublik, says Glenn Ellerby said that sometimes he calls stuff that he's not even sure we have. I was like, is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's probably not good.
he's calling some so he's audible into a protection. He's running like a slide right protection and to I don't know, like a will backer, and they're like, I don't know, have we ever done that? We haven't practiced that all week, Cooper. He's the only one doing it and calling it.
Chose like, I don't know, he just snapped it to me and I just like threw it and I don't know. Yeah, Ollie Lane playing guard. I like him at guard. I like Mincy at right tackle. And then Spraggins and John. I just think that's your best 5. I think they played well last night. I don't know if it was just like because those guys haven't played a game together yet.
Right.
I mean, Cooper Mays hadn't played a game since the Orange Bowl. So for them to kind of play like that, maybe a little bit of that is South Carolina's defensive front isn't good, but they gashed. I mean, it was like 3rd and 7 sometimes, and we were just running it right up the middle and getting it.
Which I loved. There were times I was like, let's just run this ball.
Yeah, I mean, confidence.
Yeah, I mean, this running back group is really special, and I like that the coaches are being put in a position where they're going to have to figure out how to manage them more in some games, and I like that. Like, make it hard on them to choose who goes out there next.
Yeah, I mean, everybody looked good. All guys got a touchdown.
I think the shuffle play to Dylan Sampson is going to have to come a little bit more sporadically, though.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that. I think it was the last time we ran it that gets batted down in the backfield, and thankfully it's counted as an incompletion and not a not a fumble because I think South Carolina figured that one out. They were
there's a lot of people that kind of held their breath after that one hit the ground, but
yeah,
it's all good, baby.
It is. Hey, it's fine. We got out of there.
Yeah, I don't understand how that is. I feel like it should be
that is one. Obviously, it's benefited, I think, Tennessee twice now this season. Yeah. Personally, don't love the rule.
Yeah, I mean, works out for us in that regard. But yeah, I do think that, like, football wise, and I think that should be a fumble. It's
just weird that when a quarterback's getting hit, you judge it on a forward like passing motion. It doesn't matter if the ball goes forward, just a forward passing motion.
Yeah.
Yet, in another sense, when he's not getting hit and nothing's really happening to him, he just has to move the ball forward.
Yeah.
It's very weird to me. I don't get a lot of football rules like this punting formation one. I also don't understand how who was it? Golly. It was a defensive back for who was it? For Carolina. I don't understand how he wasn't ejected for targeting. I hate the rule, but that man probably launched and connected to the head or neck area 3 or 4 times in that game. It was oh my gosh. I'll figure it out. I can probably find the play I'm thinking of here.
We do have a comment right here while you're getting that. University Tradition said, hell of a hat to wear post Super Bowl.
My man.
So,
let's see if I can get the lighting right in here. Yeah, there we are.
Okay.
There we are. It's beautiful. Love the white. Looks good. Wore the black to the game yesterday. I saw several black more important issues hats yesterday.
Yeah, there were
several. I saw several black University Traditions hats as well.
Yeah.
So
in the crowd,
we're rolling, baby.
Them out, yeah.
It was DQ Smith, which funny, he should have been DQ'd at some point in that game. Yeah, maybe I'll just pull up all the plays. I think his first one he absolutely obliterates. I think it's Jalen Wright. and it's like just to the head or neck area. Leaves his feet completely.
Okay.
Again, hate the rule, but if we have the rule, seems like you should
let's
utilize
abide
it.
by it.
Speaking of, I mean, this officiating was nowhere near as bad as some of the others. There was some questionable, weird stuff. The face mask PI on Squirrel's incredible three-handed catch, if you count his leg that he used to kick the ball up to him.
That was his wiener.
Okay. That's my penis. Yeah, he not only is he completely just obliterated, like just grabbed and held during that play. His his chin strap is like in his mouth.
Yeah, he couldn't see anything.
And he uses his foot to catch the ball. I do feel like maybe that ref was like, I know this is my hope. If it's not caught, he throws it, but he knows we like to go fast. He's not going to stop the game for it if he makes the catch. That's
I didn't understand how that was not a flag whatsoever.
That is my hope. And that, hey, I think part of being an official is knowing the game. We're going to decline that penalty. Just move on from it.
Yeah, there you go. You wait to see if he gets up with the ball. If not, then you throw the flag.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
I like that. That block I haven't gotten to that play yet. The block, we hit them in the back.
Yeah.
There is a lot of people that have said, I haven't seen it, that the South Carolina player stopped while running.
It's a clip.
He does get him.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw it in real time, and I saw him physically hit him in the back. I just didn't see how it occurred.
Yeah, I mean, like you could maybe say it was kind of to the side, but we literally cut across the field to go get the snapper, and just like, I mean,
okay. He definitely hit him in the.
It was very obvious.
He hits him in the back, zeroed out my mind. I was just saying I don't know how it occurred because people are speculating or saying that.
No, he was just running straight to D. Williams, and we came across the field and hit him in the back.
Which I say I saw a lot of people kind of go with the soccer mantra of like, if it doesn't affect the play, it's not a foul. But in a block in the back is a block in the back, or hold's a hold. It's a little bit different, I think.
I mean,
you call that no matter where
he's going toward the ball. So
that's on our player for not having the wherewithal to go, this has nothing to do with the play. I don't need to touch him.
Well, yeah, and like the snapper is not going to get D. Williams. Somebody else might. It's going to be the kicker, but not the snapper.
So we were going, I could hear the crowd. We knew something good happened, but we're about to play behind outside there. And I was like, I know something good's about to happen. And as he's working his way down the field, I could tell when a touchdown, no fireworks went off. And I'm like, oh no, he's going to get brought down by a punter. As he keeps going, I'm like, oh no. And then that punter gets blown up. And I'm like, what? Like, we're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, I think it was William Wright, 36, who just obliterated the punter.
Oh, and thank God, because just where it wouldn't have really been D's fault, but that guy's probably able to at least get him out of bounds or slow him down and get tackled from behind.
Yeah.
So thank God that guy was there. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm probably booing him again, and some people are confused.
A little bit more offense, kind of some bad news there. You lose Brew McCoy. I mean, that
sucks. That was
a horrible, horrible loss.
Man, I love Brew, and I love that he was. I know in that situation it's probably hard to do like the thumbs up and give the crowd like a I'm good thing because that injury looked incredibly painful.
Yeah.
I think that just shows the toughness of him though. That dude's a freaking he's a dog, and to see him be able to kind of do that as he goes out the field, like I think that's good for me to be like, that's a dog.
Yeah. I mean, he's the best wide receiver on this football team.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, speed wise, route running probably, but the most complete receiver. I mean, a lot of those plays, those screen passes are opened up because of Brew McCoy.
Yeah.
He's always the one guy that's down the sideline blocking somebody all the way to the end zone. So yeah, that just sucks to have, and of course, just some leadership as well. But hopefully, he's able to heal from that, and I guess make his decision. He does have a COVID year if he wants to use that. Does he just go ahead and maybe test the NFL and see if he can, get to that point and maybe not risk another injury? I don't know. But yeah, he does have that COVID year if he wants it back. But Tennessee's going to have somebody step up, whether that be Dante Thornton or Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod. Caleb Webb and Chaz Nimrod got in the game last night. So we'll kind of see what they do there. I assume Dante Thornton would be the guy that they put out there, him or Caleb Webb. But I guess who knows? I do think they're going to have to rely on the tight ends and probably the running backs to help out with some of that production that Brew had just catching the football.
Yeah. That's going to be a tough to replace. It was good to see us kind of respond. I know we go three and out after that first down. But we still responded from that too, which everyone on the field knew before they even brought out the stretcher what happened.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was almost immediate, like that card came out.
Because obviously I was watching on TV, you could tell immediately it was a very bad problem. I thought it was broken. I also have zero medical knowledge. So for me saying that doesn't really mean anything. But yeah, it was, and then you saw South Carolina players walking away from it, heads like down shaking.
Yeah. Yeah, just a terrible injury. And I mean, I guess that's just football, but it does suck out.
It is. It was an unfortunate play that he just, as he's getting tackled, his leg gets caught under another player. Like it was just unfortunate.
I mean, last year, nothing South Carolina did to hurt Hendon Hooker, and that game was probably kind of over anyway. And just lose him for the. You see how it can impact your season. I saw where Riley Leonard at Duke got hurt in that Notre Dame game, so he's on crutches. I don't know the severity of his injury, but
Cade McNamara got hurt for Iowa too, and they scored some points. They scored some points yesterday. I don't know what's going on.
Wow, good for them.
I think the over hit in that game.
Wow,
that Iowa game. Yeah, I lost that one.
Good for them.
Yep.
Good for them. Get the points going. Maybe they should just do like a coach's day with Josh Heupel to figure out how to score some points.
I'm trying to think what else I have for this game. I mean, I could probably go on just laughing at a lot of things South Carolina has done or said. Shane Beamer said this is a really good 2-3 football team, so I'm very happy for him.
Did you see where Spencer Rattler said, "Yeah, we're 2-3, but it doesn't feel like we're 2-3"? What does it feel like?
Interesting. I don't know if I guess I did hear that. I listened. Yeah, I don't. Okay, yeah, that's good for him. I'm glad he's having I'm glad he feels good about the season.
Yeah, that's he's good. Like, yeah, our offense is playing well. It doesn't feel like we're 2-3. I mean, it honestly doesn't matter what you feel like. Is what you are, what your record says you are.
I will give Beamer literally said that. I will give him credit for following it up with that. He did drop that little tidbit. Still, I feel like you don't say that. I feel like nobody in the media or fans wants to hear that. So whatever you say in the locker room behind closed doors, that's up to you. But you probably could have left out that tidbit that you don't think this is you think this is a really good 2-3 football team.
Yeah. And then like before that, he was talking about how many injuries that they've had and how they had better receivers last year in this game. I'm like, good God, dude.
I like that South Carolina players were very upset about a stuffed animal being brought out.
Oh my God.
I also like that it's not like he was like, beating the, like he wasn't doing anything quote unquote disrespectful to it. He just kind of carries it around. Yeah,
and takes pictures with it. Why are you so mad? Also, I feel like you just can't steal something away from somebody. I feel like that's
theft. That's a good point, Landon. That's theft.
Like, if I just went up to somebody and just like grabbed their phone and just took it because
I got a good idea. We store drugs in those stuffed animals, and when opposing players take them, we report them for having drugs on them.
Okay.
And then they're like, well, this isn't our gamecock. This isn't our cock. This is someone else's cock. And we're like, no. Why would we have a stuffed cock?
That's weird.
That's not us. We're volunteers.
Exactly.
Why would we have that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what we do. And we're like, hey, deliver this to Spencer Rattler in the locker room.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't know. Spraggins was ready to fight.
I feel like he was less ready to fight. He looked more like he was like laughing about it, kind of just like, take it, whatever. You're soft. And he was kind of like moving away from him. And they just like, they got the stuffed animal and were still trying to fight over the stuffed animal that they had in their possession.
Exactly.
I was like, at what point? So what are you really mad about now at this point?
Yeah, I feel like at that point we should probably do like Oklahoma drills for it. See what happens.
Okay. I feel like we just played the game for that stuffed animal.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
It's like steal the bacon.
I was just
the
thinking,
game-
like, who's going to lose probably against.
right.
Most people are going to lose against Spraggins.
I think that dude is. If you adjust an Oklahoma drill, essentially no rules, just murder someone, Spraggins wins.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll just do it like steal the bacon, though. We'll put the stuffed animal out there at the 50 before the game starts as a visual. This is what's on the line. If you want your cock back, you got to win this game.
I was thinking we kind of do it like dodgeball, where we have both teams on each end.
You run for the cock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get a count for how many times I've said that word, please? Can we get that going? Yeah, that was just a funny visual to see grown men fighting over a stuffed animal after the game.
Yeah.
I think that makes what Spraggins does worth it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why you'd want that stuffed animal after you just got beat like that. It just lost its value.
Do you think they took it home with them, or do you think they left it in the locker room?
I don't know.
I hope that there's not a lonely cock in Neyland Stadium right now.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking that I've been watching Game of Thrones again. Maybe we just put it on a spike outside of Neyland Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, just like have.
I like that we brought up reporting stolen property to the police. Like I think we should.
Yeah.
Did you see where someone tried to report Leland for peeing on the Gamecock equipment truck?
No,
they tagged UT police in it, and they said, "Is this decent exposure?" And I was like, "What is decent exposure? Is that like when you like it when you see it?"
Yeah, is that a nice one? He's got a nice one.
What's a? I want to know what that is, man. You keep that stuff indoors, please. Like, come on.
Oh, this is a fail, but I'm going to go ahead and read it since
Go for it.
Going.
We're bringing it up.
South Carolina saying it's gay day before the game is. Yikes. Screenshots live forever. No matter how fast you think you.
How long was that out there for a Tennessee fan to get a screenshot of it?
It was probably maybe a couple seconds.
Are there fans that like have those accounts on notification, like have their alerts on? How does
I don't know. I feel like we should probably do that. Just South Carolina did tweet out the score. So maybe we do that to make sure they tweet out the score after the game.
There you go. Here, their account didn't listen to Will Muschamp.
Time for Carolina football. So get the fuck out of your seats. Spurs up.
I love that video so much. It's one of my all-time favorites. Also, when that video went viral, someone was like, "There's every coach in the country has a video like this or something that they are joking around or something." And I was like, "Can we get those unreleased tapes, please? What are some coaches saying? What is Lane Kiffin saying?"
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's awesome.
All the take ones and
yeah,
that'd be cool. I'd love to see like a compilation. Am I saying that right? Compilation of that.
I think you're
that'd
saying
be cool.
it the porn way, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that would be my P word.
Compilation.
I don't know. I have no idea. That would be mine. Like
compilation sounds gross too.
It does sound pretty gross. All right, yeah. Did you see the Ole Miss player or Ole Miss fan get absolutely obliterated by an LSU player on the field?
No, but I did see the security guard trying to tackle.
My favorite part of it
knocks over a girl.
Oh, I mean, just KOs that girl, which I love.
And then turns around and like it has to like go check on her because he's realized he's like, oh man,
I just lost my job. I'm trying to figure out that situation. Why is he even trying to stop people? There's already 15,000 people on the field.
Have you not turned around, bud? You missed a lot.
And then the girl is like the fifth one to get through him, and he still decides to hit her.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss one I struggle with because he is on video that he gets hit. He's running up, yelling "F you LSU," and runs into the guy, and then is talking trash to the guy after he gets hit. And I'm like, I don't know whose side to be on this one. I really don't. It seems like you should probably just stay away from those people, though. Anyways, when you're storming
honestly, I'd like to see the security guard and Javonte Spraggins do Oklahoma drill. I feel like that's
he was a tank.
He was
security guard.
I mean, he wasn't great on his feet, but if he got a hold of you, I feel like he could probably do some damage.
at all.
You don't want him to take you to the ground.
No, definitely not. He's clearly got a really good base.
Mhm.
I think that was the most important part of that video is his base.
Yeah,
the
very
first 4
solid,
people, his
top
base
heavy.
wasn't really together for the first few people, but then when he got his feet under him, he
Yeah.
let that girl have it.
Mhm. Oh yeah, she got all of it. I feel like he was just like he just got so used to missing, and then when he connected, he was like, "Oh crap, I actually did do something that I wasn't supposed to." I feel like it was like the Tennessee ones when the Alabama games, like they were like trying to act like, "Oh no, stop!" Like the teachers that don't want to break up fights.
Oh,
at
I didn't see
high school.
anyone other than those freaking Tennessee State troopers trying to keep people at the field goal post.
Yeah.
And then that one security guard was like grabbing people down. At one point, the troopers had to pull a security guard away from the field goal post. They were like, "Stop it! You're gonna murder someone or get murdered. Like you need to quit."
Yeah, take that. That hat's a little too tight on you, bud.
Yeah. So that was those guys were they were not doing their jobs effectively, but I don't know if you could in that situation anyways.
Yeah.
So again, similar to the security guard, why were you even trying?
Yeah, dude, you're just wasting energy. Maybe he had to close out his rings on his Apple Watch.
He's like, I need a couple more steps in here.
Yeah,
Did you see the Ole Miss fan on top of the field goal post?
yeah, I did.
That dude did a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, and then broke his tailbone and then went
gets
to
arrested.
jail. Yeah.
Which like, what is that charge? Do they write you up? They can't write you up for like trespassing. So they're like, he was arrested for being on the field goal post.
Yeah, that's got to be trespassing, right?
But everyone was trespassing, no?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Also, I don't.
Is that adult endangerment or
Right.
self-harm?
Self-harm for sure. I don't support. Or sorry, I won't ever judge anyone for storming the field. You storm, you have fun. I don't care. But why did you? I just want to know your why. Just tell me your why.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
we stormed last night. Apparently, I mean,
We
I
should
don't-
have.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl, you got to.
100%.
You want to get into guys who impressed just real quick?
Oh yeah, sorry, I wasn't even.
I mean, we kind of talked about a few of them, but yeah, we'll just call them out by name real quick. I'll go first.
Elijah Herring. Sorry.
Okay, no, you'll go first. Actually,
I
that
probably
was a
stole one
race.
from you.
Yeah, that was
So-
a race. I'm gonna actually go Elijah Herring.
I knew you were going to. That's why I just went ahead and hit you with it. I'll go second. Elijah Herring.
I'll go third. Elijah Herring. Wesley Walker. I'm gonna go Wesley Walker.
I like that one.
Yeah, I thought he played really well. I haven't been a huge fan of the safeties plays so far this season, but I thought he, when Tennessee needed to get off the field, he was usually the guy making the tackle to do so. So
Mhm.
he came up huge.
Yeah, definitely. I'll flip it to the offensive side, and I'm gonna go Squirrel White. That one catch obviously was massive, but I also think he look faster to you in this game. He got a chance on a jet sweep, kind of made the most of it. He got a couple screens that I thought he looked like Squirrel from last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so I really
it
liked.
seemed like he had a little bit more room.
Yeah, a little juiced up. He was a Super Bowl. He's
Yeah.
probably more juiced.
Exactly. Yeah, got to be. I'm gonna go Dylan Sampson. I just think he's so dynamic with the ball in his hands, and I mean, I know he got 11 touches. I just feel like that's not enough. And I'm not saying he takes carries from Jalen Wright.
I don't know.
I
Really
don't
how you
even
give the
know.
ball
I
more.
don't even know if I'm saying needs to take carries away from Jabari Small, but the guy's dynamic.
I feel like it's pretty impressive. You got the ball to him 11 times in the position he's in right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
can we just have more than one ball, maybe?
That I would like to see a Josh Heupel offense with more than one ball.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was gonna go the entire running back room. So
Okay.
yeah, that was my probably my last. I mean, I could go defensive and go like James Pierce and Aaron Beasley, but I feel like those guys impress week in, week out. So I don't know how you want to do that. But
Yeah, I like Omar Norman a lot. I think he's a bigger impact guy than I thought he would be transferring from
Mhm.
Arizona State.
I agree with that. One guy that I don't, not on the level of the guys we mentioned, that made a really big play early in the game that I feel like we just have not seen a lot of yet. We thought we would. Gabe Judy Lowley made a huge play on third down, I think, early in the game.
Mhm.
I hope we see more of his name because we heard a lot of good things coming into this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. How many? We had 8 tackles for loss. That's insane. 5 pass deflections.
Our secondary played better as a whole yesterday. For sure.
Defense shut up.
Yep. For sure.
They weren't going to give up what they gave up.
No, they weren't scoring 63. I know that.
No.
56, maybe, not 63.
Exactly.
Anything else for this Tennessee game? It's our last chance to talk about the Super Bowl landing.
We were right. We did tweet out that video of Marquez Callaway running a punt back against South Carolina a couple years ago and said this is going to be D. Williams. And he did do it. He got called back, but we were right. We did see the future in that one. We just didn't see the flag in the play.
We did forget the full prediction, but
yeah, you get it.
Yeah, you understand it now.
Yeah.
All right.
What about Joe? Joe? I mean, I know he threw 2 interceptions, but I think throwing the football, I thought he threw the football well.
Joe was not overwhelming. Kind of what you talked about. He wasn't overwhelmingly impressive. Like and you can't expect that from him, like you got from Hendon Hooker in a lot of these games last year. Mm-hmm. But I think Joe is starting to look more confident and more comfortable, and I think that's really just what we need from him right now. We don't need more from him.
I think with the running backs that you have, the offensive line is able to keep playing like that. Your defense is able to get you off, get the ball back to you, and get off the field. I think you don't need him to be Hendon Hooker.
Right. You need him to be what he was last night. Yeah. So, yes, in that sense, he did impress. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Week 5 in college football. We will not talk about our locks. We'll talk about them on Thursday. Let's get past them. We got to rinse and repeat. Should get those out of our system.
Yeah. I do want to mention this. USC, you suck. I mean, good God.
I think they just have to rename this team to the Caleb Williams Trojans. That's who they have.
What's the point of even fielding the defense? Like, why put 11 guys out there just to be embarrassing?
I don't remember who said it, or it might have been you. It might have been Shelton that we were talking. And it's like, this is Oregon and Washington. The USC stuff's about to die down.
I agree. With that. Yeah.
So Shelton's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Which Washington didn't play great against Arizona.
They didn't.
Yeah, I do think
they didn't cover.
It probably is. Yeah, Oregon and Washington
but Arizona. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just don't think like you get in a boat race. I feel like Oregon and Washington can get enough stops to outscore you.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if Washington's really going to stop, or USC is going to really stop anybody.
I mean, imagine throwing for 403 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only winning by 7 points.
And 2 of the better players on the Colorado roster were out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tough scene. Tough scene.
Notre Dame ran the ball with like 30 seconds left on like their 30-yard line and ran in a 30-yard touchdown to beat Duke 21-14.
Yeah, I wish I could have watched more of that game. I didn't want to go multi-screen during a Tennessee game. And the Wi-Fi just wasn't great enough to jump back and forth. So, is what it is.
And I guess Alabama's kind of figured it out of we're not going to throw very much. We're just going to run the football with Jalen Milroe and score 40 points.
Yeah. And they're not bad when they do that.
Yep. Their defense is good enough to, I mean, people aren't going to score 40 on them. So, especially a team like Mississippi State, they're horrible.
Right.
Is it kind of, I know you were talking about this, but it is kind of cringe for Ole Miss to storm the field.
Again, just tell me your why so I feel like I'm correctly judging you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, at number 13 in the country, you're number 20.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
You're the favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just had FOMO from us doing it last year. They're like, God, we got to do it.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
To
they
each their
didn't,
own.
they didn't win a Super Bowl, so
It's also like it has been said enough, but like it's so cringe to hear that. That's normally a fan like rebuttal. Like you see fans saying that. I don't know if I've ever seen a starting quarterback say that.
yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and say we are Florida Super Bowl because, good God, they're horrible.
I love that I was right that we may have gotten them stuck with Billy Napier for another year or two, because they're already calling for his head again. So,
I mean, Ray Davis, who was at Vanderbilt.
oh my gosh. Please tell me you saw that they had 13 men on the field on that goal line touchdown he had.
No way.
He ran a dive play. They had 11, 12 guys in the box, and he just walked right in.
I mean, 26 carries, 280 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Ray Davis, baby. That's a great name. That kind of sounds like a name from like All-American.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Ray Davis.
Ray Davis.
I hope we shut his shit down, though.
I mean, Devin Leary threw for 69 yards. in that game.
Good on them for not wanting to or needing to force it though with him, because he's not very good.
No, he's horrible. That's incredible.
Whew. All right, let's talk some college football this week. I know we've talked about it a little bit. USC, Colorado, Oregon, Stanford didn't cover, even though Oregon did win. Or sorry, didn't hit the over. Feel like they let up that fourth quarter. I was very sad. I hate everything. I hate everything about college football right now. It's getting ruined. Like all these people are right. College game day is ruining college football. 100%.
Yeah, Missouri passing us in the rankings.
They also under didn't hit. They decided, both teams decided to score points this week. Good on them.
Well, Vanderbilt was like, hey, we'll score 21 or we'll score 14 in the fourth quarter to make it not look as bad.
Right. Also, I know we're supposed to get away from our Super Bowl, but just got to mention it. The Super Bowl within the Super Bowl, we also won the Super Bowl that happened in the fourth quarter. Shane Beamer likes to win the fourth quarter. He did not last night.
Dang.
So that's two Super Bowls, Landon.
He's sick. I mean, he
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Yep.
Can't believe it. Yeah, that's kind of all I got for college football. I mean, not a ton of big games. I guess that's why they went to Duke, because they're like, Texas beat the crap out of Kansas. Is Texas that good? I read something today where they're like, I think Texas is going to be the number one team in the country this week, and Georgia's not. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
beating Kansas?
I think Kansas is good, but still don't understand that. That would be
Yeah.
an interesting jump.
Yeah, how do you surpass Michigan, who just beat Nebraska?
Kansas is better than Auburn. I don't think that puts Texas ahead of Georgia, but Kansas is better than Auburn.
Yeah.
I think you have to accept the weird factor that is Auburn and Auburn with any coach, and then also the weird factor that is Jordan Hare. That's weird factor times 2. I do think Georgia is going to be kind of interesting to watch throughout the year. Like if they're struggling in weirder games, I don't think that's gonna be good for them. I'm not calling for a loss, but like Kentucky next week, who plays really well at the line of scrimmage, if that game gets weird, holy crap.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Kirby Smart wrote that article about Texas being number one
Oh yeah.
just so he could be like, guys, they don't respect you.
Yep.
You're the underdog.
Agreed.
No one believes in you.
If he didn't write it, he approved it.
Yeah, this team was supposed to go 5-7 this year, and now here we are, 5-0.
5-0, baby. 5-0.
Yeah, we're about to lose 7 straight.
They've got you written up for going 7 straight, which to be fair, we did say Georgia was going to go 5-7.
Exactly.
Incoming 7 losses here. I mean, they're talking about Texas. What about Michigan? Just dog stomping Nebraska.
That's what I'm saying. How are you going to jump Michigan that just whooped Nebraska 45-7 and then
Kansas
surpass?
Kansas is far better than all of those teams, though.
Yeah.
I will say that. Or all those.
Well,
two
this was
teams.
Auburn's Super Bowl. So
Yep.
that's the only reason.
Penn State Northwestern was 10-10 at a half, and that's funny because of
Wow.
I guess James Franklin maybe played music at one of the practices, and they weren't prepared for that environment. So
Okay.
yeah,
Glad they made adjustments at halftime.
for sure. Good call in the Notre Dame Duke game. I didn't take Notre Dame because I did in my pick 'em. I didn't put money on it, so I just didn't. I don't know. I just don't trust Notre Dame ever, and I think that's fair.
Okay. Well,
But I also don't
if
trust
I were-
Duke.
Yeah, I mean we're close to. I was close to going 0-4, but also Tennessee could have kicked that field goal on fourth down before they ended the game, and that over would have hit. But
Good point.
it's cool, whatever. Vegas knew. Vegas just flat out knew how bad South Carolina was going to be.
Vegas knows. Yeah, you're right. Vegas does know.
But yeah, USC is now on my no bet list.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, them and Iowa basketball and probably Iowa football just for the sake of not doing that to myself either.
What Oklahoma over did I miss last week? 66?
I don't know.
Is that what it was? Because they scored 50 on their own this week. They scored 20
Yeah.
against Cincinnati this week. They scored 50 against
Yeah.
Iowa State this week.
Yeah.
F them to oblivion. They're on my no bet list officially. Nothing makes sense out west.
Yeah, Georgia didn't cover. I was sick. Who else did I have? I had Notre
Florida
Dame.
definitely didn't cover. They didn't cover
I had
alternate
Tennessee and
spreads.
USC. Yeah. I bet USC to cover their spread, and they should have. They're like, we'll just quit scoring and let Colorado come all the way back.
I
Just
think they
for
were
ratings.
They were covering the spread in like the first quarter.
Yeah, I think they literally were just like, hey, guys, no one's like watching this game anymore. Can you like let Colorado score so people would tune into it?
Maybe they should have kicked off at 9 a.m. They played way better before 11 a.m.
Yeah, they started drinking mimosas or something.
Yeah, they got way too into it.
Yeah. A chicken biscuit at halftime or something.
Yep. I would like to go on the record. I am a Fresno State fan.
Okay.
I
Nice.
just want to
Big
that
Derek Carr
universe.
guy.
Yeah, huge Derek Carr guy.
Okay.
Wasn't it
Is there a
Fresno
reason?
State?
Or just because?
Oh, just because they rock.
Okay.
Kind of like the same reason I've loved Coastal the past few years. They've been that kind of non-power 5, good football team. And I'm in on them. I'm in on the Bulldogs.
All right.
Where did White Chocolate go after getting kicked out of Boston College? Was it Fresno State or was it – oh, God. Or was it UNLV?
I think he went to
It was where
St. John's.
no. It was a school. No. It wasn't St. John's. Hold on. Keep talking while I look this up. Or are you looking it up?
I was looking it up too.
Well,
He went to Marshall in Florida.
what?
Yeah. Jason
Then I'm
Williams?
not thinking of Jason. No, it's not Jason Williams I'm thinking of. Sorry. Who am I thinking of? Oh, my gosh.
Is it the one
It's the 30 for 30.
30 for 30?
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of Jason Williams. I'll figure this out in a minute. Anyways.
There's
Speaking
some
of
good games this weekend.
yeah, there are. And I'm
The Red
my week, like,
River rivalry. Gotta say it
Nice.
slowly.
that's where college game day will be. I feel like I can really enjoy the games more when I don't have to Chris Herron, but I don't have to like kind of think or worry about Tennessee.
Mm.
Like it's always much easier. He did play at Fresno State. Chris Herron. I thought it was Fresno State. Like even this week, I did get to enjoy the games because Tennessee had a 7 p.m. kickoff. But even by like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., I started thinking about the game too much, so I couldn't really enjoy Auburn potentially winning.
Yeah.
But
Just a little different.
a little bit.
Dude, but shout out to the tailgate. So many people were there. it was awesome. That's another reason I kind of there's so much going on. I have like sensory overload. So many people are like talking to me about different stuff, so I forget like football's on sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of just like plot myself in front of the TV for most of the day, so that helps. I just didn't even walk around. So sorry if you were like that dude looks. I wasn't miserable. If you're like that dude looks miserable to talk to.
I was telling everybody to leave that guy alone. He's upset.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well,
where are we in? Most important?
Yeah, most important.
Let's do it. What do I got here? Got a lot of screenshots I gotta go through.
So have you seen the Travis Hunter and the Colorado State safety, the Henry Blackburn? Have you seen them like make their videos and stuff?
No.
So they're like kind of making videos, bringing positive light to like what happened. And Travis Hunter's just basically like, it was football. Like, I know he wasn't trying to hurt me, blah, blah, blah. I think that's kind of cool to just like kind of go out of your way to meet up with somebody that, I mean, I guess it's up for debate if he was trying to hurt you or not.
Hurt him, but it was late.
Yeah.
However you decipher it.
Yeah. So I just think that's cool that they have become friends and, you know, shining, I guess, good light out of something. Cause I know the guy was getting like death threats.
Yeah. Which no matter what a college player does, if you're sending death threats, you're a scumbag human being.
Yeah, exactly. So
just put that out there. Yeah, that is cool. I agree. My first one, it is Neyland Stadium as a whole. That place was awesome Saturday night, but that flyover though, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I doubt maybe you might have been able to see it. Well, the roof may have covered it. And the people in the south end zone may have been able to see it when they kind of like got towards the end of their flyover, the two jets, I think they were F-16s. That's what PFT commenter said, who's all-time plane head. He knows what he's talking about. Dude, they just took off and they looked like they went up forever. It was awesome.
Heck yeah.
Like just never stopped. It was incredible.
I love that. Yeah.
Flyovers from outside of the stadium are awesome. That might have been the best part of watching the game outside the stadium. It was incredible. Flyover. Yeah. Because it was, if anybody wants to, Neyland was awesome last night. It wasn't anywhere near as loud as Neyland can get because you couldn't hear, it wasn't like the Alabama game.
Dude, I feel like they get to the stadium so fast after they do that too.
Yeah, I'm sure they have got police escort and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure, but it
just seems from like McGee Tyson. Yeah,
yeah. They're like,
they just
at the end of the first quarter, and they're like, "And here's your flyover crew," and I'm like, "What?" They drop them off at our tailgate and have them just walk in.
They do, yeah. Got parachuted down into the lot.
Yeah.
They're the U.S. military is still looking for that jet that he ejected from, but
okay.
Yeah.
I got one more. It was a Iowa State NIL deal with 4 players on the team. It was an Iowa pork producer association. 4 guys on their team. This is their last names: Purchase, Moore, Hammond, Bacon.
It's great. Love it.
So yeah, Purchase, Moore, Hammond, Bacon. I mean, that's what NIL is all about. That's what it should be. Stuff like that.
Agreed.
Who knows? I don't even know if any of those guys even play, but awesome job on their part. And I don't even know how that comes about where you're just like, maybe we should I don't know, maybe they're standing on the sideline and somebody just snapped a random picture of all 4 of them. They're like, guys, this is what it should be.
100%. What was the South Carolina had fish fry a couple years ago on theirs. I got another most important. This is awesome, man. I love to see teams celebrating success, whether it's past or present. Vanderbilt this week welcomed home their 2013 Compass Bowl champions, and I think that's important.
Heck yeah. Old Compass Bowl. I mean, I'm sure that one was A great game.
It's one to remember. You know,
Yeah.
you'll never forget. I will never
sad I
forget.
missed it.
I'll never forget where I was at when Vanderbilt won the 2013 Compass Bowl.
Good for them.
That's all I got for most important.
I got one more. Did you see the Zen toss after the game?
I did. Someone, I think a lot of
Yeah.
people thought it was dip. No tobacco, just nicotine, baby.
Yeah, just Ollie Lane and Parker Ball, two friends of the pod.
You zenned out.
Yeah.
This is officially a Zen podcast, is what I just
Yeah,
heard.
like I know a lot of the team is going to Disney World. They're going to Zimbabwe.
Yeah, they are. First class, baby, on the More Important Issues private jet. Funded by Jeffrey Epstein himself.
Yep. Nope.
I've seen the flight logs, Landon. Your name's on there.
No. No.
Do you think enough people would believe if I was just like, yeah, Landon's name's on the Epstein logs? You think people would believe it?
I'm sure there's some, yes. I'm sure the guy that got arrested, the South Carolina fan that got arrested with his pants down.
Yeah, that's weird. He would definitely buy our Get the Kids Comfortable shirt. Wire his
Yeah,
pants down.
before we put him in handcuffs, can we just pull his pants up? I mean, it didn't look like he was going to run.
Was he wearing like the? I know they were gray, but like the tidy whities, like the
yeah.
old man underwear. Is that
Oh,
what they
yeah.
were?
Yeah, he got that.
Is this
droop
man
real
hurt of
fast.
boxers?
No.
Okay.
I mean, when you get that age, I feel like boxers are kind of a. I mean, he was wearing jeans, but still, like, it could get a little rough in there.
100%.
A lot of
Yeah.
friction going on.
How do you get thrown out of the club seats? I feel like you got to do something really bad.
He was in a seat, so I guess props to him for that.
Fair point.
But
Fair point.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on at the club seats, but why is this man's pants off? He has a belt on, and his pants are still down.
All right. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm on Twitter. Apparently, Hugh Jackman's at the Jets game tonight.
Okay.
He is. He's with Taylor Swift, who's not wearing any Kansas City stuff now. Not fake football fan.
Interesting.
Also, there are legitimate Swifties on this planet that believe that Taylor Swift is more widely known than the NFL. An organization that's existed for, in some ways, over 100 years, but been playing as a complete organization since like 1967. Also, they're arguing this on the same day, Landon. They don't think that NFL is known worldwide. Like they think it's only a United States thing. On the same day that there's a game in London.
Yeah.
Their argument is that she sells out stadiums outside the U.S.
Doesn't the NFL do that too?
Correct. And then also, like, there's football leagues in almost every country, like so many countries now because of the NFL. Almost 60 million people watch one game. They watch the Super Bowl outside of the United States. It's just baffling. Yeah, she's really well known. But she's like one of the biggest artists of all time. And if she's way more well known than Travis Kelce or the Kansas City Chiefs, if you want to go that route.
Yeah.
But the NFL as a whole, like American football,
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want Swifties on me.
I was already arguing on Twitter.
God.
Or not Twitter, TikTok, even worse. Well, it started. It started because one moron
It's in a
said.
thread war right now.
Well, it started because one moron said American football isn't even known outside of the United States, and all I responded was, "There's literally a game being played right now in London," and then everyone was like, "Well, she's more well known worldwide," and I was like, "Okay, but what she said is not true. That's just not factually correct." Because as we type all of this, guys, I know it's, in Toy Story on TV, so you might be confused where this game's taking place, but it's in London. A lot of people thought that was really in Andy's room. It's just confused the masses.
Yeah, it was weird when I woke up and I opened the ESPN app to just like check scores from last night, and it was like, oh yeah, the Jaguars are playing. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
didn't watch that.
I immediately freaked out. And I was like, oh my God, did I set my fantasy football lineup?
Well, I hope you did because they play games on Thursdays.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. But all right, that's all I got.
I think that's all I got too. Oh, one more fail. Just to mention it one more time, Florida had 13 players on the field. At least when Tennessee did it, they made a stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Golly, dude. Well, how did we lose those guys?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
We could have had 2 Super Bowls this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a what if. I was talking to I saw Ben McKee at Food City today. Just doing adult stuff and shopping. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the one that just like hurts the whole season because they're not a good football team."
Yeah, agreed.
But, all right, well, guys, thank y'all for listening. We'll be back Thursday. Is episode 500. Still got plans going on for that. Don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Were you going to say something?
We'll talk about it after.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Thanks again. Have a good week. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.